Welcome, my dear 6th grade students. I'm Mr. Ahmed Magdy, your math teacher. Our lessons today are the third and fourth lessons of the fifth unit of the 6th grade curriculum for academic year 2024-2025. This unit talks about dependent and independent variables, and we talked about the first and second lessons in the previous video. Today, we want to talk about the concept of equations with two variables and how to draw them on the coordinate plane and how to find the equations through points or ordered pairs. We will solve many questions on this part because it's very important in the 6th grade mathematics curriculum, and its questions are always present in any exam. So let's go. The name of our two lessons is about analyzing the relationship between dependent and independent variables and how to graph equations between dependent and independent variables. But how can we represent an algebraic equation? To represent an algebraic equation, we can substitute a number for the independent variable and simplify. So, what is the meaning of substitute? Substitution is the same as replacing the variable with numbers. So, if I have an example like this, I have y equals 2x plus 1. X here is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable. And the values of the independent and dependent variables are expressed by the ordered pair x and y. And we talked about ordered pairs and coordinates in grade 5. So if I wanted to find the ordered pairs which represent this equation, we can substitute x by any number like 0, 1, 2, and so on. So if I want to replace x with 0, we can get y equals 2 times 0 plus 1, so y equals 1. So the first ordered pair here is 0 and 1. So I can say the ordered pair or the first ordered pair here is 0 and 1. So the x coordinate is 0 and the y coordinate is 1. Okay? The second ordered pair here is we can substitute x with 1. So if I multiply 2 by 1 and then add 1, so I get 3. So I can say the second ordered pair here is 1 and 3. So the first ordered pair was 0 and 1, and the second ordered pair is 1 and 3. So I can replace x with 2. So I have y equals 2 times 2 plus 1. So 4 plus 1 equals 5. So the third ordered pair here is 2 and 5. X equals 2 and y equals 5. So the ordered pair here is 2 and 5. We can represent all of these points in one table like this. So I can say the values of x is 0, 1, and 2. And when x equals 0, y equals 1. When x equals 1, y equals 3. And when x equals 2, y equals 5. Okay? So the first ordered pair is 0 and 1. The second ordered pair is 1 and 3, and the third ordered pair is 2 and 5. Okay? And if I wanted to graph this relationship in coordinates plane like this, I will draw two axes. The first one is the x-axis and the second one is y-axis. So the horizontal one here is x-axis and the vertical one here is y-axis. So here I wanted to represent the values of x, and here I wanted to represent the value of y. Okay, so if I have the first order pair 0 and 1, so what can I do? I will go on x-axis at 0, so I will stop here, and I will go in y-axis to 1, so I will go to this point. So I will go right to 0, so I will stop at 0 and go up to 1, so I will stop here. So the first order pair here is 0 and 1. Okay, the second order pair is 1 and 2. Okay, or 1 and 3. So I will go to 1 here, and I will go up to 3 here. So I will stop here, and this is our second point. The third ordered pair here is 2 and 5. So I will go right to 2, and I will go up to 5. So I will stop here. So the third order pair, or the third point, is here. Okay, and after that I will draw one line between the 3 points like this. So this line represents the relationship between x and y, and we can define the values of x here as the input, and the values of y we can call it the outputs. Okay, so if you see the definition of inputs, you will know that they are the values of x, and if you see the definition of the outputs, you will know that they are the values of y. Okay, so the outputs, or the x coordinates, is the first number of the ordered pair. Okay, and y coordinates is the second number of the ordered pair. Okay, so let's try in one example like this. I wanted to evaluate every equation, or to find the value of y in every equation when x equals 5. So the first one here, I have y equals 2 by x. So I will say y equals 2 times the value of x here is 5. So I will multiply 2 by 5. Okay, so 2 by 5 equals 10. So the ordered pair, or the coordinates here, will be 5 and 10. Okay, next I have y equals x plus 4.1. So I will say y equals x equals 5 here. So I have 5 plus 4.1. I have 4.1. So the value of y will be 9.1. So the ordered pair here will be 5 and 9.1. The next one here, I have y equals 3x plus 10. Okay, so I will substitute x with 5, or I will replace x with 5. So I can say y equals 3 times the value of x here is 5 plus 10. 3 times 5 equals 15, and 15 plus 10 equals 25. So the value of y here is 25. So I can say the ordered pair here will be 5 and 25. D, or the last one here, I have y equals 1/2 plus x. So I can say y equals 1/2 plus value of x here is 5. So I can say plus 5. So 5 plus 1/2 equals 5.5. So I have the ordered pair will be 5 and 5.5. Okay, let's do another one. Here I wanted to write the equation from a verb phrase like this, and I want to make x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable. So I can say y is a dependent one equals x, and I want to multiply x by 3. So I will say 3x. 3x. So y equals 3x. This is our equation. Okay. After that, he said, I want to substitute x with 4.2 to evaluate y. So I can say here, when x equals 4.2, y equals 3 times 4.2. So I will multiply two numbers here. So I have 3 times 2 equals 6, and I will put the decimal point. After that, 3 times 4 equals 12. So the result here is 12.6. Okay, let's try another one. I have, write an equation, use the variable x and y, where x is the independent variable. Write the equation, multiply by 2, then add 3. Multiply by 2 and add 3. So I will multiply first, then I will add 3. And I will substitute x by 1, 2, and 3 to evaluate y. And after that, I will record my results in a table. After that, I will represent the table on a graph. So I have many demands here. Let's try to solve it one by one. The first one here, I want to write the equation. So first, I will say x is the independent variable and y is a dependent variable. So I can say y equals x. And I will multiply x by 2 first, then I will add 3. So I will multiply x by 2, so it will be 2x. And after that, I will add 3, so I will write plus 3. Okay, so this is our equation here. Next, I want to substitute x by 1, 2, and 3. So when x equals 1, y equals what? When x equals 2, y equals what? When x equals 3, y equals what? So x equals 1. So I will substitute x here by 1. So y equals 2 times 1 plus 3. 2 times 1 plus 3. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 3 equals 5. So y here is 5. Next, 1 is 2. So I will substitute x by 2. So 2 times 2 plus 3. So I have y equals 2 times 2 plus 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. So the value of y here is 7. Next, I have x equals 3. So y here equals 2 times 3 plus 3. 2 times 3 plus 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. And 6 plus 3 equals 9. So the value here of y equals 9. So I substitute x by 1, 2, 3 to evaluate y. This is the second question. The third one, I want to record the result in a table. So I will draw a table like this. Okay. And I will make the table first for x and y. So this is the value of x and this is the value of y. And if I wanted to draw another row to get the ordered pair like this, to get the ordered pair. So I have here x and y. So when x equals 1, y equals 5. So I have 1 and 5. So the ordered pair here is 1 and 5. The next one I have 2 and 7. So I have here 2 and 7. So the ordered pair is 2 and 7. Next I have 3 and 9. So when x equals 3, y equals 9. So the ordered pair here is 3 and 9. So I recorded my results in a table. Then I want to represent the table on a graph. So I will draw the two axes, and after that I will graph my equation. Okay, so let's draw axes first. I have the horizontal one and I will have the vertical one. So let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I will stop here. So here is the origin point, 0 and 0. And this is the x-axis, and here I have y-axis. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The first point here is 1 and 5. So I will go to 1 and up to 5. So I will stop here. Next I have 2 and 7. So I will go to 2 and go up to 7. So I will stop here. Next I have 3 and 9. So I will go right to 3 and up to 9. So I will stop here. Okay, so let's draw a line like this. Okay, so this is the straight line of the equation 2x plus 3. So I graphed my equation on the coordinate plane. Okay, next I have these two examples. The first one here, I want to evaluate each of the following for x equals 4. Okay, so I have y equals 1/2 of x plus 2. So I will say y equals 1/2, and I will replace x with 4. So I will multiply by 4. Then I will add 2. So 1/2 by 4 equals 2, because 4 by 1 equals 4, divided 2 equals 2. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. So the value of y is 4. Okay, here I have y equals 3x plus 1. So I will replace x with 4. So I have y equals 3 times 4 plus 1. 3 times 4 equals 12. 12 plus 1 equals 13. So the value of y is 13. The next one here I want to write an equation. I will use the variable x and y where x is the independent variable, and I will write the equation multiply by 3 then add 4. So I will substitute x by 0, 1, and 2 to evaluate y, and will record my results in a table and graph my equation or represent on a graph. Okay, so first I wanted to find the equation. So I will say y equals x. Okay, so I wanted to multiply by 3 first, and I will add 4. So I will multiply 3 by x. So I have 3x and then I will add 4, so I will say plus 4. This is my equation. Next, I want to find the value of y when x equals 0, 1, and 2. So I will draw the table directly like this. Okay. And I have values of y, values of x, values of y, and the ordered pair x and y. Okay, so the first one I have x equals 0. So when I replace x with 0, I have 3 times 0 equals 0 plus 4 equals 4. So the first order pair is 0 and 4. Next, I have 3 times 1 because I have x equals 1. So 3 times 1 plus 4 equals what? Equals 7, because 3 times 1 is 3 plus 4 equals 7. So when x equals 1, y equals 7. So next I have 3 times 2 plus 4 because x equals 2. So 3 times 4 is 6. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Okay, so when x equals 2, y equals 10. So here I have 1 and 7, and here I have 2 and 10. Okay, so let's draw our graph on the coordinate plane. Okay, so I have x-axis and y-axis, and I want to represent this ordered pair. The first one here is 0 and 4. So I will stop at 0 and go up to 4. So I will stop here. Next, I have 1 and 7. So I will go to 1 and I will go up to 7. So I will stop here. Next, I have 2 and 10. So I will go right to 2 and go up to 10. So I will stop here. Then I will connect them with one line like this. Okay, so this is my graph for the equation y equals 3x plus 4. Okay, let's try some examples like this. I have the equation y equals x plus 3, and I want to complete the table. When x equals 0, y equals what? So I can say 0 plus 3 equals 3. So y here equals 3. Next one, I have 1. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. So y here is 4. Next, I have 2. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. So I have here 2 and 5. Next, I have 5. So 5 plus 3 equals 8. So y here equals 8. The next one, I have 2x plus 1. So let's try. X equals 1. So 2 times x equals 0 first. So 2 times 0 equals 0 plus 1 equals 1. Okay. Next, I have x equals 4. So 2 times 4 plus 1 equals 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So the value here is 9. Next, I have x equals 8. So I have 2 times 8 plus 1. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. So the value here is 17. Next, I have x equals 10. So I can say 2 times 10 plus 1. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 plus 1 is 21. So the value of y here is 21. The next equation I have y equals 2x plus minus 1. Okay, so I will substitute x with 1. So I can say 2 times 1 minus 1. 2 times 1 is 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So the value of y here is 1. Next, I have 4. So 2 times 4 minus 1. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. So the value of y here is 7. Next, I have 2 times 8 minus 1. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 minus 1 is 15. So the value of y here is 15. Next, I have 10. So I have 2 times 10 minus 1. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 minus 1 is 19. So I have here 19. Next, I have 13. So I have 2 times 13 minus 1. 2 times 13 equals 26, and 26 minus 1 is 25. So the value of y is 25. Let's try another one. I have an equation x plus 1, y equals x plus 1, and I have the table and I want to make the graph. Okay, so the first point here, I have 0 and I don't know the y. So I will substitute x by 0. So 0 plus 1 equals 1. So the value of y here is 1. Next, I have x equals 1. So I can say 1 plus 1 is 2. So the value of y here is 2. Next, I have x equals 2. So I can say 2 plus 1 equals 3. So the value of y is 3. So the ordered pair here, I have 0 and 1 because y equals 1. Next, I have 1 and 2 because y equals 2. Next, I have 2 and 3 because y equals 3. So let's try to draw or make the graph. So here I have 0 on x-axis and y-axis. So I will make equal distance here. So I have here 1. Next, I have 2. Next, I have 3. Next, I have 4. And I have 5. So let's try this. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so the first point was 0 and 1. Okay, so the first point will be, I will stop at 0 and go up to 1, so I will stop here. Next, I have 1 and 2. So I will go right to 1 and go up to 2, so I will stop here. Next, I have 2 and 3. So I will go right to 3, to 2, and go up to 3. So I will stop here. And after that, I will draw a line between them like this. So the line that represents the equation y equals x plus 1 is this line. Okay, let's try another one. I have y equals 2x plus 1. So I have 0, 2, 4, and 5. Next, first, I will substitute x with 0. So I have 2 times 0 plus 1. Next, I have 2. So it will be 2 times 2 plus 1. Next, I have 4. So 2 times 4 plus 1. Next, I have 5. So I have 2 times 5 plus 1. 2 times 0 equals 0 plus 1 equals 1. So I have here y equals 1. Next, I have 2 times 2 equals 4. 4 plus 1 equals 5. So I have here y equals 5. Next, I have 2 times 4 equals 8. 8 plus 1 equals 9. So I have here y equals 9. Next, I have 2 times 5 equals 10. 10 plus 1 equals 11. So I have y equals 11. Okay? So the ordered pair here is x equals 0 and y equals 1. So the ordered pair is 0 and 1. Here I have x equals 2 and y equals 5. So I have 2 and 5. X equals 4 and y equals 9. So I have 4 and 9. X equals 5 and y equals 11. So I have 5 and 11. So let's make the graph. Okay. So first, this is 0 for the origin point. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so the first point was 0 and 1. So 0 and 1, so I will stop at 0 and go up to 1. So the first point is here. Next, I have 2 and 5, so I will go to 2 and go up to 5, so I will stop here. Next, I have 4 and 9, so I will go right to 4 and go up to 9, so I will stop here. Next, I have 5 and 11, so I will go right to 5 and go up to 11, so I will stop here. So let's make the line. So I will draw the line with the ruler and the pencil, so it will be like this. So the line that represents the equation is this line. Okay. Let's try another one. I have here equation equals y equals of x plus 5. And I want to know the value of m and n here in the table. The first two values here, I have 1 and 6, because 1 plus 5 equals 6. Okay, so I substituted x by 1 and I got 5. Okay, so next I will substitute x with 2. Okay, so I can say y equals 2 plus 5, because I don't know the value of y. So 2 plus 5 equals 7. So here n equals 7. Okay, here I have x equals 4. So I can substitute x by 4. So I have y equals 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5 equals 9. So m equals 9. The last example with us today is this one. Using a variable x and y, where x is independent, to write the equation that represents the relation of the following table. The equation is what? I have x equals 5 and y equals 2. X equals 7 and y equals 4. X equals 8 and y equals 5. X equals 10 and y equals 7. X equals 14 and y equals 11. Let's find the relationship between x and y here. When x equals 5, y equals 2. What is the difference between these two numbers? I think 5 is more than 2 by 3. Okay, so when x was 5, y was 2. So I subtracted a number from x to get y, because x is more than y, or I can say y is less than x. So I subtracted a number from the value of x. So the difference between these two numbers, I have 5 and 2. I think the difference is 3. So let's try with another ordered pair. So I have here 7 and 4. The difference between these two numbers is 3. So I subtracted 3 from 7. So I have 7 minus 3. And here I have 5 minus 3. But here I have 8 and 5. The difference is 3, 2. Okay, so I can say 8 minus 3 equals 5. Here I have 10 and 7. And 10 minus 3 equals 7. So the difference here is also 3. So I can say 10 minus 3 equals 7. I have 14 and 11. Okay, so the difference here is 3. So I can say if I subtracted 3 from 14, I get 11. So it's very clear. I have the variable y equals x, and I subtract 3 from x. So it will be x minus 3. X minus 3. So this is the equation of the table that in front of me. I have 5 and 2. So if I subtract 3 from 5, I get 2. Or if I replace x with 5, so I get 5 minus 3 equals 2. So the equation is right. Let's try another ordered pair. I have 10 and 7. So when I replace x with 10, so I can get 10 minus 3 equals 7. So the value of y is 7. So the equation is right. Okay. And with this, we have finished our video today, in which we explained the third and the fourth lessons of the fifth unit of the sixth grade curriculum. And we talked about the concept of equations with two variables and how to draw them on the coordinate plane and how to find the equation through points or ordered pair. We solved many questions on this part, and I hope you enjoy this video a lot because it's very important in our curriculum, and it will be repeated with us again in the coming stages, but in more advanced way. Okay, so see you soon in a new video and a new lesson. I am Mr. Ahmed Magdy, your math teacher. Goodbye.